Michele and I are starting a new series to help sister and brother souls along the journey of being truth seekers.
Right, truth seekers.
And what is it to be a seeker? It's not about being lost. Although Michele and I are now lost.
We actually did get lost.
We're not really sure
in
where we are.
the park where we've known for 35 years. We were walking and talking, and all of a sudden we decided we were completely off the island.
So we're just stopping and pausing for a moment to show you some of the beautiful scenery and the energy of the falls. And if you can feel the water behind us and the vibration of everything that it offers us.
Negative ions.
Negative ions, Yep.
It heals your heart. So we're off to talk. Let's go.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, so we have found our way. We got lost a second time. Everything looks the same when you're in the middle of this park, and it's ancient woods. And I turned to Nancy and I said, do you think this is a sign?
Yeah.
Because despite the fact that we're calling this the power portal, we are always ourselves trying to become our best selves, more powerful, to be able to use our power for good, to enhance our own lives and the lives of the people we love and the world in general. And we were lost. And it might have been a sign that we are just as lost as everybody else, but in community we can discover and share about how to be our most powerful selves so that we can have an impact on the things that are going on in the world today and in our own lives as well. Don't you think?
Yeah, and I think the piece of authenticity of, we don't have to present a perfect picture to everybody, that we are all human and make
we are all human. As
mistakes, and we get lost once in a while. Actually, more than once in a while in my lifetime. But
of course, because I think that's why we're here, is to get lost. But because we're calling ourselves the power portal, we don't want to presume that we have the power, and if you come watch us, we will give you power. We want to help you find your own. So I'm going to start by asking you, Nance. First of all, tell me a little bit about yourself, and then tell me what you believe is personal power and how you are seeking yours.
So, power, first of all, I would look at it in the perspective of the chakra system, or our power system within our body. And it's, when we talk about personal power, we talk about that gut,
right?
Okay,
gut feelings.
Gut feelings. Being truthful to ourselves and to who we are, and this idea of power is something that we have to cultivate. And I don't think our school systems really give us, and our institutions really give us a lot of knowledge or experience
with power. They don't say to the kindergartners, you little people are so powerful that you don't have to do anything you want to do. In fact, they do the opposite. They say, the only person that has power in this room is me. And
they're more authentic at that stage than we are usually when we're adults.
Yes, they are.
And, I guess learning to voice it in a way that we don't expect someone else to accept our ruler.
Exactly.
And right,
exactly.
As far as what
say more about
is.
That. Accepting our ruler, what truth
what
is,
our
what
truth
power
is. Yeah, and truth. I don't know if you have experienced that. Your truth, my truth, has changed as we grow, as we evolve.
Absolutely.
And when we take this journey to self-awareness, it's a journey through our power system. We first have to learn to have power within ourselves.
Exactly.
Before we can come out and balance it within ourselves. Before we can go out into the world and really practice that power outside of ourselves and stay in balance.
It's like giving a child in the movie Star Wars a big laser gun, bigger than the child itself. Our power, if we choose to grow it and develop it and evolve with it, is so big. The reason I wanted to make this particular video first about power is that the world is so crazy today and everyone feels helpless to change it. And I believe, and Nancy knows, that we all have the ability within ourselves to create change in the world.
Right, but it starts within ourselves.
So let's talk about your personal journey.
Mm-hmm.
You studied with Carolyn Mays. She's an acclaimed mystic. She's an acclaimed medical intuitive. And you were certified as a
Intuitive counselor.
Mm-hmm. You spent your entire career working with horses and using horses to help heal people. But you also have been an animal intuitive, and now you're moving into personal intuition to help people heal and learn more about their challenges and how to move through them.
So when I look at the work that I have done with Carolyn Mason, Dr. Norm Shealy, I found it to be a lot of intellectual knowledge, a lot of understanding how our systems work. The gift of the horses was they would show you whether you were balanced in your power or not. There were a lot of lessons in being authentic around the horses. So the horses really helped refine my power, and they worked as a biofeedback. So not
because
that we need
we
a
worked
horse.
together. Nancy and I worked together. Nancy taught me a little bit about this because Nancy's, again, started by training horses. You had horses, you were showing horses, and then you became deeply interested in how to connect to the heart and soul of a horse, and kind of flourished from there. Is that correct? Eventually using horses now to help veterans with PTSD, to help people become more self-aware. And we worked together. Nancy showed me this, and it became a situation where you don't get on the horse, you stand next to it, and if you are standing in your truth, the horse will respond with either a chewing or a flick of the tail or a stamp of the hoof. And if you're not, the horse will almost block you or step away.
Or walk away, right,
Yeah.
right.
It's fascinating stuff. I, on the other hand, am a journalist, spent my entire career mostly in the media, and I did a stint, and my first book was called Gifts Yet to Open, about time that I spent with a psychic, a renowned psychic who had been studied and researched and apparently had a gift of correctness at about 97%. And she was teaching a class of everyday humans where their psychic and intuitive powers lie. And I found that I was going to just write about them and stare at them and go, oh. Instead, she drew me in, and then I did exercises with the rest of the class and found that we all had intuitive skills. The truck driver and the married couple who the wife dragged her husband to the class, and the race car driver and the businesswoman and the journalist. We could all do something. We were all naturally intuitive, but no one ever tells us.
And we're not stepping, we're in the energy world right now. I mean, everything is switching around us. We're leaving fossil fuels, we're moving into energy. That is the language of the horses, obviously. It is something that I think is easier for us to tap into now because of where we're evolving, where the earth is evolving, where humanity's evolving.
And old ideas are being replaced by new ideas, and we'll talk about that hopefully in other episodes, about the way the world is changing in wonderful ways that we can't see right now because we're all so terrified by the global wars that are evolving in our own lives, scaring the daylights out of many of us, because it seems sometimes like the world is nothing but chaos, when in fact ultimately we can come to the belief that there is a certain balance and reason occurring and a certain evolution occurring within the chaos, and that's what we'll be talking about, right?
Yeah, and that's why I think this is so important at this time, is that, you know, if we can hold our center in the midst of chaos,
if we can hold our center in the midst of chaos, I love that.
We are contributing to the collective consciousness and to, you know, the positive evolution of our species.
Right.
So that's what our purpose is here, is to feel that power, hold it in a balanced way, and have peace within ourselves and add it to the world.
Change the world a little bit at a time, step by step, each one of us with our personal power. Anyway, we'll be back. Stay tuned. It was great talking with you. Great talking with you.
You too, Shel.
We should go for another walk and see if we can find our way back to our cars, right? Okay. we decided before we leave you to give you just some ideas on how to get in touch with your personal power. So Nance, go ahead.
Ritual is really important. So what I would say is that you make a commitment to yourself. And in the morning, whether it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, you do some type of ritual to greet the morning, to greet your day. It could be either reading of a prayer, a little bit of meditation, could even be a walk with the dog and being like really present with your surroundings and feeling the wind, maybe just smelling the air, just being really, really present in the moment.
I know I like to start my day with reading something inspirational and getting myself a cup of coffee and just practicing gratitude for the blessings in my life, no matter how worried or challenged I feel. Remembering the things that you are blessed by, I think, is the best way to step into your power, right?
Yeah, that first step is that appreciation, that gratitude. I love that.
Great. All right, try that. Let us know how it works. See you next time.
Take care.
And speaking of power, here's a look at the mighty Niagara. Can't you just feel the negative ions? Enjoy.